Welcome back to my channel, Bring Peace into Your Life. So today I wanted to do a video about things I have learned in my 45 years on this earth and things that I think are really helpful and good to kind of think about within your life. So I think one of the first things I would say is that nobody's coming to save you. There is no man on a white horse going to gallop in and save you from your life, save you from difficulties. Yes, there are people in your life who can help you and support you, but really it's about you. It's about you doing what you need to do for yourself. It's about you being the person that's going to save you and being your own hero and the hero of your own story. So I think sometimes we get into difficult situations, we get into situations in our life where we feel like we are not capable of dealing with. And I think we forget to look back and see what we've come through in our life and what we have achieved and what we have survived. And many clients that I talk to will talk to me about all the things that are going on for them, all the things that have been difficult in their life, all the things that have happened. And they talk as if they're really incapable of doing anything. And what I like to do with clients is I like to let them see what I can see from them. So when they say to me what they've achieved, what they've come through, what they've survived, I really like to give them that perspective and say, well, look at what you've done, look at how far you've come. If you look at your past, look at what's happened, and you're still going, you're still standing, and you're still strong. And it's really, really important to think about life that way. And that's what I love about being a counsellor, is that I can really empower people and show people what their strengths are. Because when we are having a difficult time, it's very difficult to see our strengths. It's very easy to write a list of your weaknesses. Very, very easy to do that. But if someone asks you to write a list of your strengths, it can be very hard to do that, especially if you're struggling and you're in a place where you're feeling quite anxious or you're feeling low. And that can be a real challenge. So what I would advise is that when you are doing well or when you're feeling good, or if you have been having a difficult time, but you can write down things that you've achieved, it can be very helpful. So if you have a journal, put a list at the back of your journal of things you've achieved, things you're proud of that you've done in your life, and things that you have come through. And then when you are having a difficult day, or you're having a difficult time, you can actually look back at that and say, well, actually look at what I've come through, look at what I've achieved. I think that's really important, because I think we forget our strengths and we really focus on our weaknesses when things are going difficult or going bad, and it's really easy to have a negative slant on things. But if you can have a visual representation of what you've been through before, how well you've managed and what you've achieved, it can be really helpful. Another thing I think is really important is to learn to say no. Now, I know a lot of people who are very supportive, very helpful with people, really take care of people, but they forget to say no, and what happens is they burn out. So when we are struggling ourselves, but we're the type of person who helps everybody else and always says yes and always takes on other people's stuff, it can be really, really hard to say no. And quite often people feel like they're letting others down. They feel like they're a bad person for saying no, or saying that they don't have the capacity to take that on. But really, saying no is about building up a strong boundaries for yourself, for you to be able to say no and say, actually, I don't have capacity at the moment to help you with that. And it's not a selfish thing, it's actually a self-care thing. But I think people forget that when they are someone who helps others. They feel like it's wrong to say no, like it's not their place to say no, like they can't actually say that because they'd be letting people down, and then they feel bad about it. But actually, if you can help someone, fantastic, go for it, help them if you have the energy, if you have the capacity. If you're already running on empty and you're really, really struggling to even do your daily tasks or even function, maybe at work or at home, and you're struggling, if you keep saying yes, 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 you are going to be trying to take care of yourself from an empty cup. You've filled everybody else's cups up and you're actually running on empty, and that's really not helpful. So learning to say no is actually a really powerful skill. And as I say, it's not about not wanting to help other people, but it's about not having the capacity when you're already struggling yourself. And I think that's something that is really helpful, but it does take skill and it does take learning it. And what happens is when you are someone who always says yes, people will expect you to say yes. So if you then say no, or I can't help you with that, they then find it really difficult and kind of push back. So boundaries are really, really important. Healthy boundaries are really important. But when you maybe haven't had any boundaries in place and you start to put boundaries in place, you can see people pushing back on that, and it can actually be difficult to then start putting boundaries in place. But if you want to take care of yourself and you want to make sure you're not going to burn out, it is really, really important. And it's really important to try and put those boundaries in place and make sure that you have the capacity to help people when you do want to help them, when you have the capacity. But if you say no, yes all the time when you're burning out yourself, it actually just depletes you, and it's really not good for your mental health. So it's something I think is really important to look at. Another thing to think about is that it's never too late. I speak to a lot of people who say, oh, I can't do that, I'm too old to do that, or it's too late, I don't have the capacity for that, or I'm not able to learn the older I get. And actually, it's never too late. It's never too late to start again. It's never too late to start something new. It's never too late to do something that you've always wanted to do but never had the ability to. It's never too late to do anything that you want to do. And I think we talk ourselves out of a lot of things, especially the older we get. I think we think, oh, I don't want to hurt myself, or I don't want to fall over, or I don't want to embarrass myself. And actually, if there's things that you've wanted to do and things that you've wanted to learn, things that you've wanted to try, it's never too late. Make a list of things you want to do and go for it. Life is about living, and life is too short. And I think we forget that quite often. We forget that life is too short, and you only get one life, and you only get one opportunity to fill your life with as much joy and happiness as you can, and with as many opportunities and experiences as you can. So it's definitely never too late. And I think we need to remember that, and I think we need to work on that. And I'm saying that for myself as well. I'm not saying that just for anybody who's listening, but I think it is really important to remember that life is short and that it's never too late to try something new, experience something new, learn something new. It's about just going for it and filling your life with things that make you happy. What I've realised in life is that love is action. So I used to be really focused on saying the words, say, I love you, hearing the words I love you, because it affirms that I am loved. But actually, love is action. So love is taking care of the people that you love is doing things with them, love is making sure that you are acting in a way that's respectful to your partner, to the people around you. Love is action. My husband phones me every day in the morning to check in on me and the kids because he goes to work before we're up. Every day he'll check in on us. Even on my days off, he'll check in on us. He makes sure that we're happy, we're healthy, makes sure that we're okay. And that means so much to me. And it means so much more than the words I love you, because I know that that is how he's shown his love and he's taking care of us. That things like that are really important. So don't focus so much on the words, focus more on the actions, what people do for you to tell you that they love them, and what you do for others to tell them that you love them. Action is really, really important. Another thing I've learned in life is that money buys opportunities. So money is important and it can be helpful, but it's not the be all and end all. But it does buy you opportunities and bring you the ability to have a lot more opportunities in life than you would have if you don't have as much money around. So looking at that, for me, it's really important to manage your money well, budget, save, invest, and really put your money into things that are going to give you more opportunities in life, and not just for yourself, but for your children and your family. And that's what I've found is really important in life. And I said that in one of my other videos, I'm going to look at budgeting a lot better this year. And within that budget comes saving and investing and really kind of working towards the future for me and my husband, but also for our children. And one of the last things I want to talk about today is inner peace. So, inner peace is really, really important. I think we forget how important it is, and I think the older I get, the more I realise that that is the ultimate goal. I don't want drama in my life, I don't want chaos, I want inner peace. I want to feel peaceful, I want to feel happy, and I want to be able to live my life without the noise. And I think the older you get, the more you realise that you just want inner peace. You just want to be happy and content and be able to live your life with your family and enjoy your life and really be able to enjoy every moment you have. Because as I said before, life is too short. It's about enjoying your life and enjoying your family and really just enjoying being who you are. Be yourself. Be that funny person, be that crazy person, be yourself. Bring peace into your life, meditate, journal, all of those kind of things to take care of yourself and make sure that you're the happiest version of yourself that you can be. And that then makes your family happy because you're all being genuine, you're being open, you're being who you are, and you're being truly yourself. And I think that's one of the things that I've learned in life. The older I get, the more I realise that being myself is the best thing I can be for me and for my family because I'm being genuinely who I am. And I think that is really, really important, and it's something that I've learned in life and I wanted to share. So if my videos helped, then fantastic. If you want to put any comments about what you've learned in life, what you think is really important, then please do so and interact with each other. It's been lovely making another video for you, and I hope everybody's well and take care, and I'll see you in the next one.